Are you listening?
Welcome to the Nerf Report. My name is Bryant. Happy Monday! And for today's show, let's talk about Google Stadia and one of the internet's biggest questions surrounding the platform. When is Stadia coming to my country? Right now, Google Stadia is available in 14 different countries, including places like the United States, United Kingdom, Ireland, Spain, France, Canada, Italy, Sweden, and the Netherlands. Which, just for reference, there are like 250 countries in the world, so Stadia currently only covers like 6% of them, and it seems like every single week on Twitter, someone tweets Google Stadia saying, "When is Stadia coming to India? When is Stadia coming to Saudi Arabia? When is Stadia coming to South Africa? When is Stadia coming to Switzerland? When is Stadia coming to Algeria, Croatia, Slovenia, Lithuania, Austria?" The point is, a lot of people are clamoring for Google Stadia to come to their countries. And for the most part, Stadia has a canned answer when it comes to this question. We have no news when Stadia is coming to insert country name here, but we're planning on making it available to as many people as possible. Stay tuned on our social channels for updates. So I thought for today's episode, let's try to figure out where Stadia might head next. Are there any similarities in the countries that they are currently calling home? And can we use those similarities to predict where Stadia might end up next? Now, obviously, this is all speculation, but it didn't stop us from breaking this week's budget to get graphics made for a new segment that we like to call "Where in the World Will Google Stadia Go?" As we mentioned earlier, Google Stadia is available in 14 different countries. And while each of those countries have major differences when it comes to politics, population size, or even the way that they spell the word color, for Google, these countries have quite a bit in common. For example, according to World Population Review, all 14 countries have an average internet speed that exceeds 50 megabits per second, which is well above Google Stadia's 35 megabit per second requirement. Of the 14 countries, 6 of them are home to massive Google data centers, and on top of that, each country is home to multiple Google network edge nodes. Which, there were a ton of technical buzzwords right there, so let's try our best to break that down. Google Stadia, of course, is a cloud-based game streaming service, which is installed on servers located at each one of Google Stadia's 21 data centers around the world. So, to cut down on traffic speed along with expanding their reach, Google has implemented edge nodes, which work almost like mini data centers on the edge of Google's network, which result in the end user getting a faster experience. And to explain how big Google's network is, currently Google reports that they have over 7,000 edge nodes around the world. So when looking at where Google Stadia might go next, those 3 categories, the average internet speed, is the country home to any of Google's data centers, and do they have a ton of edge nodes, really is a great litmus test for where future locations might be. For example, using those requirements resulted in us discovering 13 countries that Google could easily go to next, and 4 of which that are less likely to happen, but still probable. Like on the topic of Google data centers, a country like Chile is home to 2 Google data centers. Taiwan has 3, and both Singapore and India each have their own as well. And when we start talking about edge nodes, 7,000 of anything is pretty much going to be everywhere, but we did discover some hotspots for locations that had a ton of edge nodes, which includes countries like Romania, Japan, Switzerland, South Korea, Portugal, Poland, and Israel. And as far as internet speeds go, all of the 13 countries that I think Stadia will announce next have internet speeds above 70 megabits per second. So when you combine all of that together, it gives you a final list of Chile, Singapore, Taiwan, Romania, Japan, Switzerland, South Korea, Portugal, Poland, Israel, Thailand, and Hong Kong as being perfect candidates for a Phase 2 rollout of Google Stadia. And as far as those probable countries, that list includes places like India, Mexico, Brazil, and Vietnam. And again, let's clarify, this is all speculation. In fact, there is a lot more that goes into play when bringing services like this to new countries. New laws, regulations, and guidelines that each country enforces that, well, the United States might not have. And just to nail this home again, Google Stadia has never even hinted at any of these companies, and this is just my best guess. So really, this is all just like a glorified NFL fantasy draft team, but I am curious on what you think. Do you think we're on to something here with these three categories? What countries do you think Google Stadia will go to next? Is Stadia available in your country? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Hey, thanks again for checking out our channel. Are you like the thousands of people in the comment section down below wondering why does this channel have so little subscribers? Well, you can fix that today by subscribing to the channel, liking the video, commenting, and sharing it with your friends, which I know sounds like a lot, but I feel like our channel is worth it.